The Galana Kulalu food security project initiated in November 2014 is finally yielding fruits.
The project is, in my opinion, very successful.
The government of Kenya, through the National Irrigation Authority, has invested heavily in modern machinery that has seen growth of plants in the farm. This is a water pumping unit with modern-day generators that pumps water from a collection point, and the water is piped to this water purification unit that deseals and empties the clean water into the farm, with the residue being taken back to the collection unit for a repeat process. The purified water is poured to this reservoir, which has capacity to hold 45,000 cubic meters of water. From this reservoir, water is drained to the drip system for drip irrigation. Water from this purification unit is pumped to this center pivot, which rotates at 360 degrees round a particular circumference, and the crops are watered within the area covered, which, in this case, is 160 acres. The center pivot runs for 22 hours on a daily basis, meaning that the plants have sufficient water that seeps into the ground and aids growth. These center pivots are 20 in number and they run simultaneously.
This was a pilot. Once it succeeds, then you can expand. And the expansion would be do the infrastructure, then invite the private sector now to come and invest. And as you have seen, the pilot is successful in the sense that you can see you can utilize technology, grow food.
This farm is being plowed, which forms part of farm preparation on readiness for seeding. Once the plowing machine has finished readying the farm, the seeding machine goes around the farm, depositing the seeds, which take an average of 3.5 months to be harvested. This ensures that at any given time, one side of the farm has some activity going on, which ranges from plowing, seeding, harvesting, or even resting in readiness for the next series of crops being planted.
Hiyo mbegu ikitoka hapa inavutwa inaingia kwa hizi tundu hizi ladies. Sasa ikifika hapa fulani hapa ndio inaanguka hapa. Sasa ndio inaingia kwa ground.
This is a planter. As the tractor moves, the seeds are put on the ground, and that ensures seeding is done in a modern way and reducing chances of seed loss. There are 4 seeding tanks that pour the seed into the farm. These 2 pipes play a key role in ensuring seeding is done properly. The big pipe here dispels fertilizers into the farm, while this small one dispels seed. The pivot has 18 small spaces, and that ensures seeds are dropped at an interval of 1 seed per hole for the whole circuit of 18. You may be wondering, how much space has been covered? We met up with Dr. Raphael Wanjogu, who's the lead agronomist at the Galana Kulalu Food Security Project, and he explained in detail.
We already cultivated about 3,000 acres of maize, where we're getting an average of 30 bags per acre. Maize is a main staple food for our country. With this package expanded, we can meet the deficit that we normally have in our country for maize.
When it comes to harvesting, the combined harvester does all the work. As the combined harvester runs through the farm harvesting, it breaks the maize cobs and crushes the stalks pieces, thereby making that manure useful for the farm's continued fertility. The harvested maize is then poured on this truck to be taken to the storage facility. The green lush maize on this demonstration farm is a testament to how much effort has been put in ensuring the formerly dry and forested arid and semi-arid area is today promising to put food on the table of every Kenyan consistently once this model farm is adopted and replicated in other areas within the country.
Kenya is a food deficit country. We import a big percentage of our food for domestic consumption, and the deficit has been growing as the population has been growing because we've not been investing in agriculture to expand production, utilize technology, mechanization, and attract enough private sector investment to turn around the sector to produce enough food for ourselves.
This is the other side of Galana Kulalu Food Security Project. We have 17 other different species of plants that are being tested on this model farm.
Out of what we've done, you've been able to see the tomatoes, the sukuma wiki, we've not seen that before, the cotton, the way it's doing it, the maize crop itself, when properly irrigated, actually, you get maximum of it. From that, we also decided to go now to other crops like melons. You've seen we're doing passion fruit. We're also doing pineapple, and the pineapple from here is very sweet.
You may be wondering, how has the success been achieved at Galana Kulalu Food Security Project?
We've developed packages, and you've seen, which have enabled us to come out with good technologies, which are going to totally be used in the expanded large enterprises in this farm, but also in our other areas of the country.
There have been questions on the safety of food coming from our farms.
When we started Galana initially, we agreed we go forward tolerating no aflatoxin. So we started applying the technology for the first time in sub-Saharan Africa. We applied AfraSafe, which was tested in Bura and Hora and other parts of the country here. We started getting maize free of aflatoxin within the project. What we have in the store, it's free of aflatoxin, and that's why we're also attracting very good prices for the maize. And the people are getting it right away from the farm. We are not taking it out, and we are getting it out at a very good price.
It is a question of now making a decision of going to the next level, move away now from pilot, expand the area, provide the infrastructure that is required, and then invite private sector to drive the production.
As a farmer, the greatest problem comes when you're not able to control pests. But at Galana Kulalu, the story is different.
We'll be able to know when to apply, exactly to apply the pests control measures, the pesticide. Like here, our people here work at night. That's when they apply those, and very early in the morning. They apply the pest. And then you have to apply it in two main stages when the crop is young, just as it is described. We follow that to the letter, and we've seen that having a very good result. Another major challenge here is rust during the off-season period, maize rust, which is devastating, even in other parts of the country. Again, we've been able to identify products, what we call fungicides, that when we apply, they are curative, and they are also they are protective and curative.
Moving forward is look at those challenges they have talked about here, make sure that there is power so that you get away from expensive fuel that is being used to run the system. So pull the power from the nearest grid and bring it here. Make sure also that there is a road linking to the main road so that you can be able to transport the food and the inputs to this place. You also need to dam the water so that you have enough water, create and dam enough water so that you can expand the area under production.
The cost of production for this watermelon per acre is 93,700. And the government expects that in just under 4 months, which it takes for this watermelon to mature, the government would have made 300,000 once this model becomes productive or once it is approved. So that means as the government fights to ensure there's food security in the country will also be gaining financially. For Chams Media, my name is Felix Maringa.